Welcome back, dudes. If you've been following along, here's what we have built so far. First, we built our standalone prototype using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Then we built our backend proxy that connects to OpenAI's API. And we refactored our prototype into an embeddable version, which we wired up to our backend. And today we're going to finish it off by coding the main entry point, which is index.js over here. Then we're going to bundle our refactored embeddable version using Webpack. And finally, we're going to write the code snippet that will allow us to embed our chatbot into any website. So let's dive in. Okay, picking up where we left off, we exposed the initialized component so that it can be accessed externally and create a new instance of the chat component. But before we do anything else, a little bit of housekeeping. This return over here, it's no longer needed. Force of habit, apologize for that. And let's look at the other parts. Yeah, this one as well. This is no longer needed. And this one, why is it blurred? Yes, because it needs this prefix over there, because we copied it straight away from here previously. So that's good. Anything else? It looks okay. All right, let's save that. And let's also fix the quotation marks on the image variables. So let's do that. So over here, we need the quotation marks. So let's do it for both. Okay. And for this one as well, for the launcher. Okay. That should do it. So let me close this one. See our directory and wait a minute. Why is the source folder here? The source folder should be outside. So let me just close all of these things and move it over here. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, let's create our main entry point, the index.js on the SRC. Let's create that file. And let's import the refactored chat component. And let's create an initialization function. Okay. And no, I don't want that. So create our chat container ID. And it's going to be chat container. Okay. And let's assign this variable for the element. Okay. And it's suggesting here that if it's not there, then we create it. Okay, that's good. I'll accept that. And after this, let's call the chat component. And pass on our chat container. No, not chat container. We want the ID. And finally, let's expose the initialization so that it's a global context. So let's say window chat component is equal to init, and let's call it initialize chat. Okay. And that brings us to step number 4, which is to create the embeddable bundle using Webpack. So let's do that. So let's open a terminal on our VS Code. And let's install Webpack. It will be a development dependency. And let's also install the loaders. And let's create the Webpack config. So this will tell Webpack how to bundle our chat component.js. So let's import the path. Okay. And let's export the module. That's right. And no, it's not. Oh, yes, it is index.js. And our output, this will have to modify. We'll call this chat component and bundle. And the path is on the dist folders. This is where we'll have the bundled and compiled code on the dist folder, which we'll show here later. And we have the mode over here, production, not development. Okay. And I think that should do it. Okay. So that's Webpack. And let's see if it also changed our package JSON. No? Okay, let's add that. So we need a script to tell Webpack exactly how it's going to build it. And this will do it. Okay. npx webpack --config webpack.config.js. All right. So let's run that. Let me go to the root folder. Okay. And the command is npm run build. And you should see a dist folder over here. Okay, that's the one. So that brings us to step 5 now. And we're going to write this snippet over here on a website. So let's do that. Okay, so over here, one new file, call it index.html. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to import our script, which is in the chatbot.bundle.js. Okay, so let's do that. Script src is in the dist folder, and put a defer on that. And let's do another script over here. And listen to the event when the document has been loaded. Okay, add event, document loaded. Okay, I don't want that. Something else. So if window component, window that chat component, yes. But no, I don't want that part. I want to initialize the chat component. Otherwise, let's just return an error. Why is there an error over here? Yeah, I think we need the parentheses over here. Okay, that will do it. Let's take it for a spin. Open live server. Yes, we have that. But the button is not working. Let's see what's going on. It's not working, the button, so let's go back to our source code and see where the problem is. So we want the event listener for the launcher. Okay, this is the one. AI bot event listener. This is where the problem is. This should be container, not AI bot tabular. All right, let's bundle it again. Okay, it's done. Open up the chatbot again, and let's just reload it and check. Bingo, now it's working. Here's the capital of Canada, and let's observe the network. You see there's and to see if there's any activity over there. The click event is not working. Let's try the enter. Yes, and it works. Yes, we're getting the result. Okay, so the send button is not working, so that should be an easy fix. Yes, it's the send button. This should have been bind And let's assign this. Okay, let's give it a try. Okay, let's open our browser once again and see if the send button works. Let's ask another question. Only a joke. Click the send button. It does work. Okay, now let's talk about fonts. So notice how the fonts over here are the default font, I guess, for Windows, which is Times New Roman. And let's put some headings over here and save that. Go back to the browser. And it's saying here, welcome to an excellent coding adventure. So notice again, it's the same font. So what happens here is the chatbot inherits whatever is the font of the hosting website. Okay, so let's try and change that from the website itself. So open up our source code and let's put a different font. Let's grab a font from fonts.google.com, and what I have here is Montserrat. So let's put it over here. And let's enforce it inline. So put it on the body, okay, and see what we have. Okay, so I changed the font, so it should also change on the chatbot. Okay, so see how the chatbot inherits the font from the parent website. Now we can also override what we have on the chatbot. So let's try and do that. Bring up our code editor again. And let's remove the styling over here. Take it out. Put it in here. And let's put something on the style itself. Go back to our constants. Over to the CSS. And let's import our styles over here instead. And apply it to our chat container. Save that. Save this one as well. And bundle it again. Okay, so the chatbot should have the proper font, but the host website should not. So let's see that. So we have the default fonts over here, and the chatbot is now showing our Montserrat fonts. Okay. One final thing to note, for the dist folder, this will have to be deployed to a public-facing URL. So you'll need to publish it like we did for the avatar and the launcher images. So you have to publish it to something like Wireless Cloud Storage or to a CDN like Cloudflare. And just like that, you are now one step closer to being an AI developer. In a follow-up video, we're going to do a retrospective on how we can improve our chatbot for the front-end and back-end, as well as the AI model. So stick around and I'll see you in the next videos. In the meantime, be excellent to one another and party on, dudes!